grocery shopping. It's not exactly my definition of fun, but what if there was a way to make money doing it? Well, there is. That's why you clicked on this video. It's called Instacart Shopping, and here's how it works. Instacart is a grocery delivery app, so when someone places an order, you'll see it in your shopper app and you can choose to take it or not. But the offer screen is a first come first serve, so if you wait too long, someone else might take it.
And not all offers are created equally, so soon I'm going to show you which ones you should and shouldn't take, and I'm also going to take you along with me for a 12-hour shift of my own. Putting that proof into pudding, baby!
So after accepting the batch you want to do, you drive to the store and shop for the items, and then you'll deliver it to the customer.
At the end of this video, I'm going to break down all my earnings and expenses and give you all the information you need to decide if this is a viable side hustle in 2025 and how it compares to other similar delivery apps. Enough yapping, I have a 12-hour shift to start tomorrow. It's 9 a.m. and now I'm outside my local grocery store, and I think now is a perfect time to explain how I decide which batches to take and which to not. I could get into the batch pay versus the tip and talk about how Instacart actually disincentivizes you to take larger batches by paying you in some cases $1 more for 4 times the work, but I'm gonna hold that part of me back for right now. What you should look at is the total batch pay. And when I see any order on the platform, I ask myself 2 questions. Number 1, does this batch pay me at least 50 cents per item? And number 2, does this batch pay me at least $2 per mile? If both of these conditions are met, then 9 times out of 10, I accept the offer. And I'll give an example. Here is one that I would take, and here is one that I would not take. Now, there are some exceptions. For example, if an offer is only going 1 mile, but it's less than 50 cents per item, I might take it because I'm saving time on the mileage. And vice versa, if it's only a couple of items and let's say it's $1.40 per mile, I might still take that as well. But 9 times out of 10, these 2 questions will filter all offers I accept. And look at that, I'm right outside of Kroger. I just got this batch, it's $18. And you can see the mileage is pretty short and it's about $1 per item. So this is pretty good. I'm gonna get in there and show you exactly how it's done.
The Instacart app makes the shopping part pretty easy. It gives you a list of items that you need to find and gives you the aisles and the shelf numbers as well. These numbers aren't always correct. Sometimes something might say shelf 1, and if you're only looking at the bottom row, you'll miss it. But from my experience, it's usually correct. If you're new to the platform, I would recommend sticking to 1 or 2 stores to start, ideally stores that you're already familiar with, and start learning the aisles there. Because it's much harder to try to learn the app and 4 or 5 different stores at the same time. It'll just take you longer to get the hang of it. Once you master one store, you could try another, and you should get your item time down to less than 1 minute per item. And when this happens, you'll start getting more batches done in less and less time, which means more money on the hour. So on this first batch, I shopped all the items, made it to checkout where the app gave me a code to scan that pays for the groceries at the end, so all I had to do was scan the items, press a button on the self-checkout, and bag up my cart, and I was on the way to my first delivery. And after completing it, this was a quick $18 for 35 minutes. Then I got sent this $12 batch for 19 items and only 1 mile, so I accepted and got back to the store, and something unusual happened. And not just the cleaning robot getting in the way of the items I needed.
Good riddance. Can you believe the nerve of some people? He's back. He's back. He's coming. Dude, you're always where I need to be. I need this water, bro.
The unusual thing happened at the drop-off.
Just completed my second order now, and I just received some cash. You can see some coins as well. So $2 in cash and $3 in quarters. Now, this cash did not come to me for free.
What do you mean by that?
Because the woman had asked me if I would deliver inside of her house, and when I chose to do so, that's when she tipped me. You don't have to do that. That is not policy. But like, come on, she was an elderly woman. You know, I thought I'd help her out, and it paid off. So add that to the total. Okay, I just accepted my, I guess it would be my 4th order now. But before I show you what I took, let me show you what my offer screen looked like and why I didn't take the other one. Here we have $6.80 for 18 items, immediately red flag, don't want to take it. Plus it's only $6. Going in, shopping in the store, and driving to your customer, regardless, for $6. On Instacart, you can do better. Same here, $5.92. I mean, that's just horrendous. 8.5 miles, no way, dude. Then we have one that I almost took. It's $12.06, 3 miles, 34 items. That item count is just a little bit high. So for 12 bucks, not really worth it. And then I saw this Target order 763 was only 1 item, but for 6.4 miles, again, not really a banger. So this is the one I did take. this is very good in my opinion. $29.77, essentially no mileage at all, and it's 44 items. Now, they did order alcohol, which means when I get there, I have to scan their ID, and that does take a little bit of time. Sometimes you're waiting for the customer to come to the door, but 9 times out of 10, I mean, it just takes an additional 2 minutes. But I mean, come on, that's $30 still at the end of the day. This might take me an hour, so you know I gotta take this.
So I shopped for the items, which took longer than I expected because this was a lot of groceries, and there were a few substitutions I had to make, and with the soda they got, I was struggling to push this thing around at the end. Also, on orders this big, it's much faster to go through a real person instead of the self-checkout. Just trust me on this one.
$250 of groceries later, we got it all done. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I was really concerned that not all of the groceries would fit in one cart, and when you're doing 2 carts, you're pushing 2 carts around the store, you kind of hate life. And once you start getting around 60, 70 units, that's when I noticed maybe you need a second cart, so just keep that in mind. I think we lucked out, so let's get this loaded in the car and dropped off.
And this customer was extremely generous, tipping me $20 in the app and giving me even more cash in person.
Ladies and gentlemen, she tipped me $20 in cash. So that was a $49 order, and keep in mind, that was only going 1 mile. So batches like these really make Instacart worth it because that only took a little over an hour for $49 with essentially no car expenses. So now that you kind of get the gist of how Instacart works, I'm gonna rinse and repeat this process, do a couple more batches, and then when I come back to you, I'll show you how much I made, and of course all of my expenses. I'll meet you guys later tonight. Hey, what's going on? I haven't seen you since last Thanksgiving. It's your lesbian Aunt Nuggs, and let's go over these earnings. So yesterday I worked and made $157.79 in the app and $25 in cash for a total of $182.79. This was for 12 hours total, but I was only active for 8, so there's going to be some downtime while you're waiting for orders, so I would recommend either doing other delivery apps in the meantime, bringing a book, or just going home. I only drove 78 miles for that 182, which is significantly lower than you would get with other gig apps. So my gas and maintenance expenses were only $14.63, making my profit $168.16 for those 8 active hours. Okay, so now the pros and the cons. The first pro is that you drive a lot less miles, so you're saving money on car maintenance and gas, and you're also putting yourself less at risk of getting into an accident. I mean, we're talking about less than half the miles per dollar compared to other apps like DoorDash and Amazon Flex, so you're gonna save a lot of money on repairs for your car. Secondly, sitting for long periods of time just really isn't good for you, which is why I edit from my standing desk, which I'm not using right now, so now is a bad example. Look at this shit go. Okay, how high will it go? Let's see. Holy shit. Okay, there we go. Yeah, this is a little high for me. I don't think this max setting was made for us 5'8" people. From doing Instacart, in no time, you'll be yelling about the boats and the logs. You don't know me, son! Okay, I think I literally walked like 10 to 12,000 steps yesterday, which is the equivalent of 5 to 6 miles. It's good shit. And the last pro is that Instacart has no acceptance rating, which means unlike other similar delivery apps, you're not penalized for not taking offers that don't meet your standards. The 3 biggest cons that come to mind for Instacart are, number 1, it's more work than Flex. Number 2, customers can tip bait. Tip baiting is when a customer leaves a high tip that they never intended on actually giving to get their order faster and then removing it regardless of service. I've done 452 batches, and this has only happened once or twice, so it's not very common. And the third con is simply that the orders are less consistent, so sometimes you might be waiting a while to get your next one. With all of this in mind, if you accept the right batches from the right stores, shop quickly, communicate effectively, you can make pretty good money doing this. As I did with Amazon Flex, if I see there's more interest in this side hustle, I'll do an entire week. I just want to make the best side hustle and finance content I can for you guys, so let me know some feedback in the comments. But until then, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.